All right, let me share my screen. Great. So, good morning, everyone. I hope you had a great morning, and let's get ready for the session. So, first thing first, let's bring Traders Lab. All right, so tracking NASDAQ. Let me just make sure everything is good there. Screen is shared. All right, let's get started. So, yeah, uh, tracking Nasdaq as always. So we're still in a pullback, confirmed pullback for uh, 5 days in a row. It started on the 30th of July on that break. That's why I started to be more defensive, and that's when we saw that Brett was kind of breaking down before price, and yeah, it was reason to be cautious. Sorry. Um, so what about now? So McClellan summation remains in a downtrend below the 10-day moving average, and we're kind of right at the critical pivotal spot, in my opinion, today, and I will explain why. So we've seen that chop for the last few weeks, right? Pretty typical. That's what we saw in last May to June, right? We had um, that kind of chop for a few weeks before we kind of contracted. Uh, Sorry, it was in September uh, to December of last year. So at the end of the year before that bigger pullback started. So we had those contraction, expansion, contraction, expansion, contraction, expansion. So that's what we're seeing right now. Do we continue to contract, expand, just like we saw last year, and that would kind of keep that trend alive and allow for the market to make a new high and a leg higher? Is that something that we'll see? I don't know. But when I see that kind of breakdown and we start to live below the 10-day moving average, my brain just flips to okay, the possibilities of a larger pullback are there. So I'm just trading with that in mind as my game plan, right? So not trying to guess that okay, we're retesting the previous lows. That's a perfect spot to turn around. So let me load the boat. And yeah, no, that's not how I operate. So for me right now, it's suspicious, and until we confirm price constructive action price wise in relation to the 21 DMA structure, and we see Brett kind of turning up and hooking up, I will remain on the sideline just waiting to see how far this Brett contraction and this pullback will go. So yesterday we had that hook down, so kind of reconfirmation of that breath contracting. Um, just at the same time that we rejected the retest of the 21 DMA structure. So pretty classic structure breakdown, retest and rejection. And like I said, so let's take this one just to show it a bit better. So we had that 21 DMA structure breakdown. Like I said, classic retest of the structure, and yesterday was kind of the first test. So instead of just confirming a shakeout, which would have been possible, we rejected that structure, and we closed back around Monday's open. So that's the first rejection. And like we discussed on Monday, today is kind of the big test in my opinion. Maybe today or tomorrow, do we confirm some kind of higher low structure, which would be the first step, as I would see as constructive action that would follow 21 DMA structure reclaim, or the other scenario is today, do we kind of just follow through on that rejection and make a new low? And in that case, we would reconfirm price wise the downtrend and maybe further pullback needed. So that's really the two scenario that I'm looking for today. And again, yesterday I tested the market for a potential just reclaim. I was seeing some constructive action in VRT and Hood and some other names, but that was faded hard. And when I saw that we were getting that structure rejection, I quickly went back to cash and just in waiting mode, in cash mode for me. So that's the two scenario that I'm looking at today. Once again, not too in a hurry to re-engage with that current breadth picture. We also have kind of the breadth extension, long term, mid term, and short term, a bit kind of neutral. So we definitely have room both sides. But short term, we kind of broke and made a new low from those June and July's low. So after making kind of that negative divergence, on July we made that high. We retested the lows, and that's when I was telling you guys that it was a bit suspicious because we were making that lower high structure. So market breadth was kind of weakening under the hood. And following that lower high, we broke down to a new low, right? So we made a lower high, lower low on the breadth. So kind of a confirmed downtrend, right? Structure wise. So we had that very short term kind of, let me just bring that up. Um, we had that very short term breadth oversold condition, which sparked that oversold bounce right into the structure. But right now, what we're seeing is we're still in a downtrend. And after the hookup and kind of yeah, we had 1 day hookup. So yesterday we hooked back down and was not able to follow through. And yeah, we just reconfirmed that the trend is down for Brett as well. So yeah, a bit suspicious for me. Price reject this structure. Brett in a confirmed downtrend. And McClellan hooked back down yesterday, so Brett is in a confirmed downtrend. And like I said, very critical spot right now, in my opinion, today and tomorrow. And that will kind of define my game plan from here. So if we do confirm some type of higher low structure, I would look to engage and maybe test again the market. But if we just confirm a new low, uh, for me that just means that this market need longer time to digest pullback, and it's not a bad thing. The further we pull back, the easier it will be on the other side, and the more chances that we'll have a more sustained uptrend on the other side as well. So, like I often say, just embrace the pullback, embrace the digestion, because on the other side, we'll just make more money. So just embrace it. but it's easier to embrace when you're in cash, a bit more defensive, and not too aggressive in a downtrend, right? So that's why kind of being a bit defensive earlier give you that mental hedge to be more aggressive down the line. Uh, Kind of the same action on Bitcoin as well. Potential higher low structure that I'm still looking at today. Uh, Confirming a daily reversal above yesterday's high would be constructive. And even more constructive would be the 21 DMA structure reclaim. Um, and just like the market, if we confirm a new low, uh, longer pullback is probably in the book. Credit spreads were still above the 21 DMA structure. Uh, if we confirm a daily reversal and we kind of just find support and spike back up, very risk off for me. Same thing with the VIX. We had that spike. We're retesting that 21 DMA structure and base as well. So, like I said, today, tomorrow, in my opinion, very critical and pivotal spot uh, as we confirm it with price rejection of structure. We confirm it with credit spreads retesting their structure. VIX retested the structure and kind of that very narrow wedge. So, which side we go from here will likely decide of the fate of this market in the next few days or weeks, in my opinion. More days, but yeah, that's definitely the spot to watch. We still have that those yields. Pretty big breakdown Friday. We covered that, and we're in that big base, and I feel that it will kind of decide the fate of this market from here. So something to watch. Which side we break that big base? Do we continue to chop around for a few more weeks? Not a bad thing either, but something to watch. Bitcoin we covered. So, yeah, maybe just cover quickly the names that I'm watching for today. So, Hood, yeah, pretty powerful uptrend. That was definitely the market leader along Palantir for some time. We had that kind of two legs pullback right here, almost to the tick. So pretty good structure pullback. We had earnings, pretty okay reaction. Then on the right side, we kind of confirmed the daily reversal of Friday's high on Monday. And yesterday was constructive action. We retested the 21 DMA structure, we retested the reversal pivot. And if we can hold that structure and the market can confirm that higher low and eventually the structure reclaim, that's definitely one name that I want to engage. Um, VRT, I think, is the second best setup right now. We're kind of working that pullback. It's not complete. We had that first initial leg down, so maybe we need to put a two leg down. But if we hold that area, that would make for a nice higher low structure as well. Uh, right in the 21 DMA structure, just above the kind of the base that we broke out. Good reaction to earnings, but came back with the market. So yeah, a name that I'm watching even on weakness around the 21 DMA structure. And the other one is that Bitcoin kind of setup, right? So we discussed that. If we confirm a daily reversal, so let me put an alert there. So if we confirm that daily reversal, BitX comes back into play for me. And if we break down, obviously it's not anymore. So that's the three names that I'm looking at today: Bitcoin, VRT, and Hood. But otherwise, I'll probably just watch a lot of price action today, uh, remain on the sideline, and probably assess later in the day if if we get the action, the constructive action that I want to see. I don't want to put myself in the same situation as yesterday where things are looking constructive, but selling coming hard and just stop me out or just put me in chop as I try to position too often. So today the game will be really to wait it out for me, see what type of action we get along the day, what the market looks like near the end. So my goal is really wait maybe in the last hour or half hour of the day to engage and test the market if the action is constructive only. So yeah, is there any question, guys? No questions this morning. Oh, maybe one, maybe two. Yeah, make it the official Panda Day. That's quite funny. I didn't know we could do that in TradingView. Aaron, uh, is it some kind of crypto play? Yeah, okay. That's a crypto play. So it will be tied to Bitcoin and crypto. So it's a bit of the same pattern and setup as Bitcoin, right? We had that big trend, pullback, breakdown of the 21 DME structure, and kind of just building that range and potential constructive action below an inside structure. Uh, Probably Friday was a nice shakeout. But yeah, look if we do make that reclaim of the 21 DMA structure. Look if we can reclaim that high, right? That's kind of the range area, um, and not some kind of flag, right? So maybe that just some kind of flag into the 21 DMA structure as we retest. But again, it will be tied to Bitcoin. So watch how Bitcoin resolves from here. If we see crypto strength and it reclaims and confirm that daily reversal, iRain will be the same type of setup that I'm looking at BitX, right? So some of the same thing. Yeah, crypto miner, exactly. Yeah, and we have that gap on block, so kind of the crypto miners ETF. Um, so I don't know. Let's look at miners a bit. Myra, Riot, are very loved. MSTR. Yeah, it's they're pretty much all uh, living below the 21 DMA structure. So I don't know. It will all depends on the Bitcoin setup and the crypto setup overall. But from what I see, all the miners are below structure and kind of trading below, living below structure. So um, yeah, I would wait for more confirmation in the crypto miners. Uh, BA. Yeah, it's looking good. So we have kind of that base retest, right? So base breakout, earnings, slam down, retest of that. The only thing that I would look for is maybe some kind of higher low structure on the right side. Um, so maybe some kind of shakeout here, as this is kind of the first retest of the 21 DMA structure. Maybe some kind of shakeout that we need to retest that reversal pivot, and that would be a nice spot to play this for a potential structure reclaim. All right, so other question. Beside the results of yesterday's trading decision, would you rate your test yesterday as a mistake to go in, or rather understand it as a market didn't follow? So yeah, guys, you will always make mistakes. You will always um, test the market, and it will not work. Um, and sometimes you try to be a bit early, um, and we were following through price wise above Monday's high. So my rationale was okay, we have that daily reversal market wise. We see constructive action on Hood and VRT. So I will test the market. Um, and was it a mistake? Yeah, I could have been more patient and just stay on the sideline. But the possibility of a shakeout and we continue on that strength and just follow through on Monday's bounce was there. So you test the market. It cost me a quarter of a percent of my equity. So was it worth it? I think it was. Uh, I risked a quarter of a percent to maybe make I don't know with those position 2-3% EC if it was working right. So yeah, I would still do it. Um, it's always easy and insight to say that didn't work, so it was a mistake. But just don't expect that you will have 1% win rate and things like that. I swing for like 40% around that's my average. So when I test something, yeah, I'm a bit mad that it didn't work, but at the same time, it just part of the edge. Hi Alex, how do you use the recent trading performance table on your trading journal as market feedback? Uh, Let me try to open my file. It's not open yet, so uh, do you talk about this one? It's on the main page. This one? Ah, okay. All right, so you probably speak about this one here, right? Okay. So yeah, that's kind of the, and to be honest, I don't use it that much, and I'm just not sure that it's that accurate. But yeah, it's there. So it's basically your last trades, closed trades, not including open or unrealized. So just help you to kind of know where you are in your recent trading performance to kind of ease back or press it even more. So I kind of just develop the field myself and don't use that one anymore. But if you're just starting out, it could be certainly some help to use it. So it will basically tell you your performance in the last 10, 20, and 50 trades. So last 10 trades could be a good place. Last 20 trades could be a good place to kind of gauge yourself as to how you do recently. So if you see that the last 10 trades are starting to slow down and you have negative R's, you have um, below one risk reward ratio, you have kind of 20 or 30% win rate, and your average gain is really low, and your average less is high, etc., etc. It just tells you that okay, things are not going very well. It's either you or it's the market giving you some feedback. So when you see that very poor or below your average, you can use those to just okay. I will either reduce my position size, reduce my activity, just holding back on trading trade attempts, and yeah, just reassess a bit later if it's you. Is there something in your life that just uh, throw you off your trading game, or is it the market? etc. So that's how I used and I would use if I was a new trader. All right, so market open. Have a good day, everyone. Enjoy, and yeah, like I said, I will mainly observe today and maybe see at the end of the day if action is constructive to test the market. Uh, but we'll try not to kind of chop myself trying intraday while the market is in a confirmed downtrend. So that's where I stand. That's my game plan for today. And if there's any other questions, I will be in the pit as always to answer questions. So have a good day, everyone. Bye bye.